Sup, guys, this is Baseball for FPC, and today I've got a very special video for you. I'm playing on the map TMG Fun, and this is, of course, a custom Nazi zombie gameplay video. So, TMG Fun is probably one of the hardest maps out there. It is definitely up there with the likes of Cabin, Cage, Death, all these maps played solo. I think a lot of these maps get a lot easier when you start playing them co-op. However, solo, I still believe, is the hardest of the difficulties for these particular maps. Some obviously get a little bit easier when you play solo, but not this map. This map is insane. So TMG Fun was created by Quiz, and I've had the privilege of meeting with Quiz, or rather getting to know Quiz, about a month or so now. I'd never actually talked to him before, but finally got around to talking, meeting with him. Really cool guy, awesome mapper, just a great guy. And so his link, or his channel, will be in the description below. Also, the download link to this map will be in the description below. And also, I'd beaten this map co-op before. I beat it with Zeba the Zombie Hugger a few weeks back, and so that was actually the first time I played the map. So thank you to Zeba for actually showing me the map, and then we were actually able to beat it together after about 6 or 7 tries, I want to say. So her channel link will be in the description below as well. Show both of those people some love, show their channel some love. Really great people, so feel free to check them out. So anyways, this is a solo victory of the map TMG Fun. Now, if you're not familiar with this map, I'm going to be explaining a little bit about the map. There's not a whole lot to talk about the map itself, but then I'll be talking strategy, how to beat it solo, how to beat it co-op, because that's where the fun begins. So this map, as you can see, pretty straightforward. You've got this circular area that you're kind of hanging out in. You've got all 4 perks wrapped in the center. You've got the random box off to one side, and then you've got Modern Warfare 3 style Bettys on the floor. So you can buy those for 1K, and they work the same thing as the World at War Bettys. They're just the imported models from Modern Warfare 3. And with the box, you can get, there are several custom weapons, there are several Black Ops weapons, there are several Pack-a-Punched weapons. So quite a wide variety in the box. That is really where you get all the guns from, because there are no buyable guns off the wall, so it's all luck really about what you spend and win. So for this map, I'm going to say it straight off the bat, it is impossible to win without monkeys, at least for solo. I'm going to say that again because I know it's kind of shocking right now. It's impossible to beat this map without monkeys if you're playing solo. Co-op, it's going to be really tough without it, but you might be able to manage depending on who you're playing with and what exactly you spend from the box. However, solo, there are way too many zombies. They spawn in too fast, your guns do not do enough damage, there's not enough room in the map to back up enough for you to actually survive without monkeys. So, you can train up until about round 8. The highest I've gotten on this map without monkeys is round 8, and I sat in this circular area training for 8 rounds. So yes, it is possible to train on this map, yes it is possible to survive a good amount of time on this map without monkeys, but if you want to win, you will have to spend monkeys from the box. So to start out, you're going to get, let's start talking strategy. Oh no, forget that. There's one door, that's for 15k, that leads you to a small hallway. You can kind of see that off to the side whenever I swing my gun around. It's a small hallway, and at the end of the hallway, you've got a buyable ending for 30k. So a 15k door, and then a 30k buyable ending. So that is your goal. Your goal is to open up that 15k door as fast as possible, and then book it down to the end of the hall, and that's going to be your last stand area. That's where you're going to be holding out. All the zombies spawn outside the circular area and outside the circular hall, or not the circular hallway. It's kind of doesn't even make sense. They spawn outside of where you are, so there are no risers inside, and the zombies only jump over the walls in this circular area. They don't jump over the walls in the hallway. So that's where you're going to funnel all the zombies, and that's where most of the action, as soon as you open that door, is going to come from. Now you might think, well, why do I need monkeys if I can just hold out there? The zombies spawn too fast, and your guns don't do enough damage, and the hallway is too short, that solo you get pushed back way too fast. Even with Jug and Speed Cola, you cannot kill them fast enough in order to survive. So that's just something that I guess you're gonna have to deal with. You're gonna need monkeys for this map. So I've played this quite a few times now, and I've gotten monkeys a few of those times. When you get monkeys, you need to make the most of them. You're probably going to be tossing one monkey around, possibly two. If you get a max ammo, toss them all and then refill your monkeys. That's just how it's played. You're going to wait for them to spawn in, wait for them to jump over the wall a little bit, then toss the monkeys and just light them up, because that's where you're going to get most of your points. By jug and speed as soon as possible, that's what I've been doing, and so then try to get that 15k door open as fast as possible. You're going to need 2 fully automatic machine guns as well. I'd recommend a pack-a-punched weapon as well if you can spin one. I wasn't fortunate enough to get one right off the bat, however, I did end up getting the pack-a-punch Thompson. You'll see that a little bit later in the video. So let's talk a little bit about strategy for solo. On round 1, you're going to be getting 5 zombies. You start out with the ASP and the M1 Garand. So 2 weapons you start out with. The ASP, what you want to do, you can get rid of the M1 Garand as soon as possible the first time you spin the box. It kills the zombies too fast, and on these early rounds, the whole point of the map is to be point manage. You're going to really need to save on your points, really need to get in the habit of making the most out of each of your kills so that you can get the most spins on the box. So 5 zombies in the first round, 2 body shots with the ASP, and then a knife when they walk over. That'll get you 1,050 points. That's enough for 1 box spin. You don't have to get exactly 1,050 points. If you do it correctly, that's how many you'll get. But your goal on the first round is to be able to get 1 box spin. That's your ultimate goal. Round 2, same thing. You can hit them about 4 or 5 times in the body and then finish them off with a knife. However, there are a few more zombies on the second round, so you might not be able to knife them all. Don't worry about that. Your goal in the second round is to get at least 1 more box spin, if not 2. It is possible to get 2 box spins on the second round, bringing your total up to 3. So, at least 1 more box spin. That means you've got 2 so far. You've got a pretty high chance of getting a machine gun or even monkeys. Just something better than the ASP. The third round is where the crap hits the fan. This is where the zombies spawn in like crazy. Up until now, round 1 and 2, the zombies are all walkers. They're nice, they're calm, everything's good. Round 3, they suddenly start sprinting, and there's a lot of them. So you can kind of tell on some of these rounds, I am training. And how you go about training on this map is very dicey. It's not something I'd recommend that you spend a whole lot of time doing if you can avoid it. The zombies kind of vault over the wall. That's the same thing that you see with the dogs. They vault over the wall, and so the dogs kind of run around in the perk machines for a couple seconds before actually walking out. That's the vaulting animation, and so you're going to use that to the best of your advantage. When they vault over the wall, they leave about a foot gap between themselves and the wall, and that is where you're going to be running behind. You have to stick very, very close to the wall, time it so that as soon as the zombies jump over the wall, you're booking it right behind them. Now this is really, really difficult, and it starts to get really intense with the more zombies that are in, because you've got zombies jumping over every inch of this wall, and so you really need to time it. You really need to be careful when you're timing it, because one bad move and you're going to run into a zombie, and the zombies like to grab you. So you really need to be careful about that. I do a little bit of training, not much, but I do a little bit of training. You can kind of see how it's done. You obviously have to do a lot more training if you haven't been able to spin monkeys yet, because yeah, as I said before, I've been able to train till round 8. It is very intense, it is very difficult, but it can be done. Up until at least maybe round 9, maybe round 10, but I'd like to think that I've gotten the highest round I can possibly get training without monkeys. So yeah, your goal on this map is monkeys, then 2 fully automatic machine guns. If you're training, I would recommend a shotgun. There is, I think it's the Black Ops shotgun. If you're training with that, it makes it a lot easier. Not trivial by any means, but it does make it a little bit easier, because if you happen to run into a zombie, you can quickly dispatch him with the shotgun. It only takes maybe 1 shot in the early rounds. So, whereas the machine gun will take a few seconds to actually put him down, the shotgun will take them off in one hit, allowing you to get past them, and that'll actually save your life on multiple occasions. So if you are training and you don't have monkeys, see if you can spin the shotgun. It'll make training a little bit easier until you can finally get the monkeys. And then, as I said, get Jug as quickly as possible. You want Jug more than Speed if you have monkeys. Basically, I'm going off the assumption that you are spinning monkeys, that you are trying to get monkeys. And so, yeah, if you've got monkeys, go for Jug first and then Speed. Make your life a lot easier, especially on this tiny map. You also want to get the Betties. I'd originally tried strategies without using the Betties. I found out that saving on that 1k is not worth it at all. So go ahead and buy Betties, put those all back in the corner where the Bible ending is. That'll save your neck so many times when you start getting pushed back, because the zombies are spawning really fast, as you can see, and so they really start to push you back. And so those Betties will save your life. And so really important to have those, really important to lay them down each round, and they'll really come in handy. The other thing about this map is you really need to watch your ammo. Ammo is going to be a critical factor in this map, because there are no Bible guns off the wall, so everything depends on either getting a max ammo or getting a new gun from the box. Now, max ammos, they're just like any other map. You get them after the dog round, and then you get them once in a while in between rounds themselves. So if you can time it correctly, which I happen to do on this video, I wasn't planning to do it that way, it just happened to work out. I'd gotten a dog round, and then I'd gotten the max ammo in the middle of a round, and then I got another dog round, and so basically I got the max ammo at the perfect time during the perfect rounds, and so it refilled my monkeys at the perfect time without me actually running out of them. So that was very fortunate that I was actually able to do that, because sometimes the max ammos are a little bit dicey. You can always count on them at the end of the dog rounds, but other than that, it's a little bit not as what's the word? I don't even know what the word is. It's not as gosh dang it, forget it. I don't remember what the word I was gonna say was. So that's for solo. You're gonna hold back here for solo. Try to get a pack-a-punch gun. You see, I got the pack-a-punch Thompson. That was very fortunate as well. So I'm rolling around with the M4 carbine, which is great for getting points, especially when you toss at the monkeys. When you toss at the monkeys, go ahead and light them up. You're gonna get a lot of points from that. And then once the zombies start jumping in again, then switch over to your pack-a-punched weapon and dispatch the zombies as quickly as possible. Maybe throwing out another monkey if you're starting to feel overwhelmed. You never want to take chances on this map. I've had the unfortunate scenario of doing that. About 2 rounds before I actually beat this, I'd gotten to round 18. I had 25k. I was in this hallway, so I just needed 5 more k to win. I had monkeys, and I only had 1 monkey left, and so I was thinking I should probably save this for next round. But so I didn't toss it out. I ended up getting overrun and died with 5k to go. So that, very, very sad story. I was very disappointed after that, and so I realized, no, never skimp on monkeys. Deal with the next round when it comes, but you need to survive the current round before you can actually think about dealing with the second one. So never skimp on monkeys. If you feel like you're in trouble, really toss those out and help you out a bit. So that's with solo. Not a whole lot left to talk about for solo. For co-op, I have beaten it 2-player co-op. I do think it was a little bit easier. You do have somebody who can revive you, and so it does make it a tad bit easier. Basically the same strategy in co-op. Get monkeys as fast as possible if you can. Toss those out quickly. Have all your teammates start shooting the zombies as they run towards the zombies, and then as they run towards the monkeys. Open up this 15k door as quickly as possible. It's a bit easier to hold in here with more than one person. You do have that extra line of fire going down the hallway, so a little bit easier co-op. Not much easier though. It is still a very difficult map co-op, and so never underestimate this map. As you can see here, I'm on round 17, going on 29k. So, actually almost 30k now. Tossed out my last monkey. All the zombies are going to it. Go ahead and mow those down. 30k right there. And the map is finally beaten. So, wow, that took me a really long time to beat. Multiple occasions, a lot of heartbreak in between, but thanks to Quiz for making the map. Thanks for Zebba actually showing me the map when I first saw it. So, thanks for watching, and until next time, later.